We do want to talk about this Jimmy Butler
I'm
story.
getting my answer from Bobby right now, so I'll have it in a second.
Okay.
It's coming over.
Well, I think you're right when you said the 3-team trade would be the only way that it could happen. So let's kind of recap everybody on what happened here. So Shams Charania is reporting that Jimmy Butler's agent is let it be known that if Jimmy Butler is going to get moved from Miami, Phoenix would be one of the places that he would want to go. Now, initially, you and I looked at it, not to get too deep into the cap stuff here, but given the apron and the limitations there, the Phoenix Suns can't just trade one of their big three, i.e. Bradley Beal, to Miami to make it work because Bradley Beal makes more money than Jimmy Butler. The Heat are limited in what they get back for Jimmy Butler. They can't take a dime back more in salary. Gambo, I'm going to cite Kellen Olson and Gerald Bourguet of PHNX Sports. They've been kind of tweeting about this, and I'm assuming because Kellen is retweeting Gerald that I'm going to mention his work on this one here. What you'd need to have happen is, yes, a third team would have to get involved.
Yeah.
That third team would have to want Bradley Beal.
Right.
It'd have to be somewhere he wants to go because he has a full no trade clause.
No trade, yeah.
And then you'd have to be willing to give up whatever combination of players and picks Miami wants for Jimmy Butler, all to make sure it stays under $48 million.
This is what Bobby said. He said, I said maybe a three-way. He goes, without them taking back Beal and the Heat sending another player to a third team. So that's what he's saying.
Okay.
I said Miami can't trade Butler to Phoenix, right? Miami's first apron can't take more than his salary, maybe a three-way. He said without them taking back Beal and the Heat sending another player to a third team.
Yeah. So that's how. So
Beal goes somewhere else. Butler goes here, and the Heat send another player.
That's how you could send Beal to Miami. So I understand what he's saying now. Okay, now we're getting really deep in the weeds here, but you could send Beal to Miami, but then Miami would have to send another player besides Jimmy Butler to somewhere else so that they're sending out more money to take in Bradley Beal's salary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's
So the Heat would have to send not just Jimmy Butler out, they would have to send another player to a third
somewhere
team.
else so that they could take in Bradley Beal's salary because he makes more than Jimmy Butler. Yeah. Or you'd have to find a third team to send Beal to that he'd want to go to so that team could send players that don't make as much money as Jimmy Butler to the Miami Heat.
Right.
It's
okay, let's talk about whether we'd want it to happen.
That's what we need to talk about here because there's a lot of sour cap mumbo jumbo here.
So my initial theory is he's 35 years old. Do we really want to get older? Do we really want to get older? The answer to me would be maybe, because the one thing that Butler said is he's going to opt out of his contract after a year. It's basically getting you off of Bradley Beal and the rest of his contract. Because if Butler's true to his word and he opts out, you're done with Beal's contract. You just swap Beal for Butler for this year, and then Butler opts out, signs somewhere else, and you're basically off what you would have had left with Beal. Mm-hmm. So from a financial standpoint, it kind of works. It kind of works because you're saying, I'm off of this albatross Beal contract.
Right.
I'm off of it.
Yes. I thought you had more to add to that.
If I'm Miami, I'm like,
why am I doing this?
Why do I want Beal for the next 2 years?
Why am I doing this?
Because Beal's 2 more years after this year, right?
Yeah, Bradley's he's 1 more year, and then I think he's got a player option.
A player option. So I'm going to count that. Yeah. So if you're Miami, you could be off of Jimmy Butler this year. Why would you want to add Bradley Beal for $70, $80 million? Let me look at Beal. Beal's, oh my God. He's $110 million over the next 2 years.
Oh, my God.
110 for 2 years, not 3.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 50.2 this year. He's 53.7 next year. He has a player option for 57.1 the year after that, and which he's gonna take. So, look, this is fun. This is sports talk radio fun. Hey, Jimmy Butler to the Suns, blah, blah, blah. But this is exactly what Kellen Olson was referring to when he was on with us earlier. As we're getting into what is kind of trade season in the NBA, man, first apron rules, second apron rules make it damn hard to do trades like this, right? Because just about everybody's in one apron or the other, and they have all these restrictions. And as Kellen said, trades are fun. Why are we restricting trades? Well, because we're trying to convince teams not to spend so much money, and we're putting them in apron hell, and it doesn't allow them to do these moves. On the surface, I think Jimmy Butler to the Suns would be a magnificent idea because he would bring so much of what they're missing. Well,
you're
toughness, attitude.
You are so all in for right now with Tyus Jones and Jimmy Butler both being gone in 4 months.
Tyus Jones and
Jimmy Butler. If you got Jimmy
Butler, yeah. Okay.
If you got Jimmy Butler, you got him and Tyus Jones, who are both going to be. You're not going to go. Butler's going to opt out. He's going to go somewhere else. All your dominoes are in.
Right, you're putting all your chips into this hand,
yeah.
And I just think Jimmy Butler would. I mean, first of all, you get rid of some of that kind of redundancy of Devin Booker and Bradley Beal somewhat playing the same position. It's just funny to me. I don't know if funny is the right word. It's just interesting to me that, man, when the Suns got Bradley Beal, what was it, 15 months ago?
Yeah.
How long ago was it? June of 2023 was when they got Bradley Beal, and here we are. It's December of 2024.
I'd be so old. This team would be so old.
They'd be so. But I mean, they're already so old as it is.
They'd be even older. They'd be even older.
But Jimmy Butler gives them a different type of player.
He gives them a different type of player.
And I think this team
gives you a little size,
maybe
small
a little
forward,
size,
not a shooting guard,
little toughness, little attitude.
I mean, I would do it. I would do it because it helps me get off of. It helps me get off of the Beal contract.
See, now I would do it more for what it does for their chances to win this year than the Beal contract.
I who would you rather have right now, Jimmy Butler or Bradley Beal? I don't even think it's a question.
Of course.
I'd rather have Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, so for me, I agree the Bradley Beal getting off the contract, okay. But again, this is a contract. Look, Phoenix Suns fans, this is what you were getting into when you traded for him in the first place. Not only did you know the contract was coming, you knew that he was one of two players in the NBA with a no-trade clause in his contract, so that moving him was going to be damn near impossible. All of this was like accepted risk with acquiring Bradley Beal. This was part of the deal. And we all, hey, let's do it. Yeah, this will be fun. Awesome. Big three. It'll be great. I'm not saying we were wrong to feel that way. I'm just saying now, 16 months later, 15 months later, whatever it is, we shouldn't be surprised that it's going to be really, really difficult to move Bradley Beal when stuff like this comes up because his contract is going to be so tough to move.
I'm going to say, and you'll probably have a better memory than me. I think I reported that Miami had no interest in Bradley Beal.
I believe you reported that.
I think I reported that Bradley Beal
wanted to go there.
And I reported that Miami had no interest. Just like I reported the Nets had no interest in DeAndre Ayton.
Here's the other thing here too.
Yeah, why would Pat Riley do that?
I mean, unless he's trying to do Jimmy Butler a solid, I don't know why Pat Riley would do that. Bradley Beal, if he wants to go to Miami, does Miami want him? To your point, when you reported 15 months ago that he didn't want to go there, I do think. Here's the other thing I haven't even brought up yet. I think it's fascinating that given all of their problems on the surface, that players still view the Phoenix Suns as I want to go there. I want to play for them. Jimmy Butler's one of the esteemed veterans of this league. He still wants to come to the Phoenix Suns. He still looks at them as a premier destination. A 12-11 basketball team that's 1-9 without Kevin Durant, and yet that's still a premium place to go. That's fascinating to me. That's the other interesting part of the story.
It's a class organization.
I'm not saying
we can say whatever we want, but Matt Ishbia and Josh Bartlestein, they have really turned this into a terrific destination for players to want to come here.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying that.
You're just saying the team's 500. Why would you want to come here?
Right? Yeah, I'm saying that. Are they really the place to go win a championship? Are they really that? That's what I'm saying.
Jimmy's got to know that his options for teams are very limited. He's got to be like, okay, where can I go?
This is fascinating stuff. This is really interesting.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.